Hey guys, James with Torches and Tactical, and today on the review table we got a light that I've been really excited about putting through its paces. Now this is, well, it's not brand new, but it is the relatively new Olight Warrior Ultra. Now before I get into this, I do just want to let you guys know that they are having a Father's Day sale, so go ahead and click on the link down below so you guys can get all of the amazing deals that they have. Now, Olight has a pretty solid reputation with their Warrior series, but the Ultra name sets that bar even higher. It is just a refresh, is it a step up? I've been carrying this thing for a bit now, and I've got some thoughts, so let's get into it. Now, right off the bat, the build quality is just fantastic. It does feel really, really dense, and that is because of their OAL, their Olight aluminum. Now, this stuff, it machines really beautifully. It feels like every bit of machining is just a little more precise, and I think it's really, really cool. But it is something that you don't get from a lot of other budget lights. Now this, like I said, is their OAL finish, which is basically a special type of anodized aluminum that feels incredibly grippy because of that machining and incredibly durable. Machining's fancy with those nice spiral textures that really help with your grip, whether you're holding it forward or in reverse or in a cigar grip. Now, you can do either one of those because it has that really nice rear tactical switch as well. So it is a good size, and I'd call it a duty carry or maybe a larger EDC. It is, well, here, let me move down a little bit so you can see all of this. It does come in at 5.5 inches long and weighs just over 6 ounces with that battery inside, so it does definitely have a little bit of heft to it. It also comes with a really nice deep carry pocket clip, and word of caution though, that the body grip is very, very grippy, or there's a lot of texture here. So it might wear your pocket a little bit over time, but I consider that a trade-off for the extra secure grip. Now, I'm going to tell you now, this will do 2,500 lumens, 320 meters of throw, and if you have it all the way down on ultra low, you can get a 55-day runtime. Now, no, that's not going to give you a ton of light for 55 days, but it is still usable. Now, one thing I will say is that I think this is the part everyone probably wants to know, like what LED are they running in there? And here you can see that right there. This is running a Luminous SFT70, which I think is a great choice because it gives you a fantastic combination of brightness and throw. On turbo, like I said, you are getting that massive 2,500 lumens, and it's incredibly bright. The beam has a well-defined hotspot and throws out to that 320 meters, but still has plenty of usable spills, so you can see everything that's going on around you. It is a great all-around tactical beam. So as far as those runtimes, like I said, they are pretty good. They're actually, let's just go ahead and say they're excellent. And I think that's because it has that SFT70 efficient LED, and it has a big 5,000 milliamp hour 21700 cell battery. So on turbo, you get a couple of minutes before it steps down to a more sustainable 700 lumens from that 2,500. And that will help manage a lot of that heat, but I think it's plenty for most situations. But to get to the maximum 55 days, like I said, it has that 1 lumen moonlight mode. I think I called it ultra low earlier, but refreshing my mind, I do believe it is called a moonlight mode. So just incredible for emergencies. It gives you a lot of usable runtime. So I will go ahead and show you now this tactical switch, probably my favorite part. And you may have seen the light dim, and that's because it has a really, really nice proximity sensor in here too, but I'll get to that here in just a second. So I think one of the best things about the Warrior series is probably going to be the user interface, and I think it's back and better than ever here. So you got two switches. You got the side switch, which handles, you got the side switch, which handles all your utility functions, like cycling through low, medium, high, with that shortcut to moonlight mode, and it is simple and intuitive. So let's go ahead and show you. So press and hold, it'll cycle through low, medium, high, and when it's off, you can press and hold, and you get that ultra low 1 lumen moonlight mode. But the real star, probably this tactical 2-stage switch. You can give it a half press, and you can get momentary access to medium, or you can give it a full press. Oh, I gotta move my hand, the proximity sensor. You can give it a full press, and you get that 2,500 instant turbo. It's fast, it's reliable, and there's no fumbling around. So this is exactly what you'd want on a tactical or self-defense light. Now you may also reconfigure it to give you turbo and strobe, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that today. Now if you do have that proximity sensor up front, you want to know that it's going to work. So here, just going to go ahead and show you. I'm going to turn it on. There we go, that's 2,500 lumens, and you can see it dim as soon as it comes in. There you go. So this proximity sensor works very well. And I will talk about everything that came with the box, including that holster, another reason why you definitely want that proximity sensor. Now, that proximity sensor is going to dim the light if you have it up against anything, and that's going to help prevent it from burning a hole in your bag or your pocket, and I think overall it's a very nice safety feature. So as far as the downsides, I may consider a couple small things. As far as the battery, it is proprietary, so you have to charge it inside the light. But, I mean, frankly, as long as it's reliable, I don't have an issue with proprietary chargers like their magnetic charging. So you can see this right here. It does clip on to the base, and when it's plugged into USB-A, I don't worry about this too much because I have a couple of them over here that are always on the ready. But I don't have an issue with that at all if it is a reliable system. Now, because it has that cell that allows you to access the negative and positive down here at the tail cap, you can't swap it over to a standard cell. So you can't take this battery out and swap it in a standard bay style charger, and you can't swap in a regular 21700 cell. Also, I would probably say that there are these little battery indicator perforations and output perforations. Here, I'll bring it way up so you can see. One thing I've noticed is if you change directions, it loses a lot of visibility, and that's because they are micro perforations. Now, instead of the holes typically go all the way down, and you can see it, and it bleeds through regardless of the angle. However, because of these micro perforations, the holes are going to be obviously not to scale, but instead of being large like this, they're going to be much, much smaller. So they're not going to let as much light bleed through. So if you have it on the angle, so if you have it on the angle, you can see it here, but it loses a lot of its luminance or light output there. Now, I think they work. I think they look good. However, they may not be as bright on an angle. So I do want to take this out real fast so I can show you guys what the Olight Warrior Ultra can do. I mean, basically it's just a fancy Warrior S3 Plus, if you will. But I want to take this outside so you guys can see exactly what it can do. And then I'll come in and let you know of my final verdict. So let's get outside and do that. All right, guys, tonight we are out with the Olight Warrior Ultra. Now, again, 2500 lumens. But before I do anything, I am just going to go ahead and turn it into moonlight mode so you guys can see the lights on the display a little bit better. Here we go. I'm just going to go ahead, and there we go. So you can see the 4 on the right for the battery, and the 1 on the left, that was for the brightness indicator. So now I am going to do a press and hold. And you guys can see, actually you probably can't see. So this is 1 lumen moonlight mode. I do see it picking up just a little bit. I'm going to press and hold one more time. And now this right here, this is low. This is 15 lumens. I'm going to press one more time. Again, actually press and hold. So this is medium. This is 200 lumens. Can press and hold again. This is high, 800 lumens. And if I do a double press, this is 2500 lumens from the Olight Warrior Ultra. Now, if we want to ditch the side button, we can go ahead and use the tactical rear button and do a half press, and that'll go back to that the 200 lumen medium mode. But if we do a full press, it'll go to that turbo or 2500 lumens. Now, one thing you can do also, when it is on, you can do a double press, go straight to turbo, or if you do a triple press, 1, 2, 3, you will get that tactical strobe as well. So guys, we've seen the Olight Warrior Ultra. I want to know what you guys think, but in order to do that, let's get back inside. All right, guys, we are back, and I'm going to give you my final verdict right now. But honestly, I think this is a pretty phenomenal flashlight. It feels like a premium, refined version of that Warrior 3S, and the build quality and ergonomics, I think, are very, very high, very top-notch. I think the beam is incredibly effective for its size, and that dual-use switch. So you got the side one here, and then the tail switch. I think that the dual switch UI is probably one of the best in business for tactical use. While the proprietary battery is a classic Olight move, the performance you get in return is undeniable. If you're looking for a high-end, reliable duty or EDC light that you can absolutely count on, I definitely recommend the Warrior Ultra. I think it's a fantastic choice. It really does earn that Ultra name. So guys, if you like this Warrior Ultra, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And if you are new to the channel, go ahead and click like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And when you subscribe, go ahead and click on that bell notification, because that'll let you guys know when we have another review coming out. So thank you guys so much. Oh wait, hold on. No. I told you guys I was going to go through this. So I'm going to do this just real fast because, I mean, nobody cares as much about this as the actual light. So you got some safety warnings. Basically, don't blind anyone. Don't toss it in a fire. Your user manual. Now this will give you all of the output, how to walk through each and every. There you go, right there. This will walk you through everything. That cool white from the SFT70. Highly recommend keeping onto this until you know the ins and outs of your flashlight. I already showed you this. This is the MMC magnetic charging cable. And then you do get the holster. And I will go ahead and show you the Warrior Ultra inside that holster real fast. Now, me personally, I'm not that big of a fan of holsters. I would much rather know that it's going to do a very nice pocket carry. But you can see here, very sturdy, very stout, no missed stitches or anything like that. You can undo this, attach it to your molly, go over your belt loops, any which way that you might want to hold this. I mean, you could even throw a lanyard in here and go ahead and attach it. But what's really nice is you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it turning on because it has the proximity sensor on there. So now that I've shown you guys everything that comes in it, I am going to go ahead and say that is it for me. That is it for the Warrior Ultra. And guys, I will see you in the next one.